If you're moving to Austin, Texas, there are a ton of options when it comes to picking which suburb or which community you want to live in. There's a lot to choose in the north, and there's a lot to choose in the south. But in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the north suburbs of Austin, Texas. And there will be a follow-up for the south suburbs too. I won't forget about the south, but in this one I'm just going to touch on the north, and it's going to be based off of information that we receive from our client testimonials and also from niche.com. Niche.com will take you through and give you rankings and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to rank them in any particular order. I'm just going to touch on the most popular areas that we see people moving to. And with that being said, guys, check it out. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel Living in Austin, Texas. My name is Jay with the High Ground Realty Group, and I am a licensed agent here in the state of Texas. What that means is, as much as I love making these videos for you guys, I love it more when you reach out to me. Give me a call, text, email, nights, days, weekends. I'd love to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. Now let's get into it. First up on the list, and again, these are in no particular order, but Round Rock, Texas. Round Rock is one of the most popular north suburbs of Austin. There's a lot going on. You got Dell Computers headquarters there. You have a ton of hospitals, and I say a ton. You have 3 major hospitals. A lot of medical field is drawn to Round Rock because of all the opportunities there. And it's just a big city. I mean, Round Rock's turned into a big city. You've got a lot of schools to choose from. There's 5 high schools there. Lots of all the schools that feed into it, tons of options. When you're looking for properties in Round Rock, you got all different types. You're not going to find a whole lot of acreage properties anymore because everything is pretty much built out, but you're going to have a lot of opportunities, a lot of different neighborhoods, a lot of different types of communities that you can move into, a lot of different price points if that's something you're looking at too. As far as things to do, tons of parks. You got Old Settlers Park, which is huge. Got all kinds of things going on there. You got a fishing pond, hike and bike trails. They host events throughout the year there. There's also a disc golf course, several playscape areas, soccer fields, baseball fields. Old Settlers Park kind of encompasses everything. Another big hotspot for things to do, downtown Round Rock. It's been revitalized. They've got a lot of nicer, it's a lot nicer setup from what it used to be. You can go down there and have a nice night out if you want to go have a nice, go on a date or take the family down there. Lots of options. You also got Kalahari Water Resort. You talk about a big water park that's a lot of fun. You can go down there, you could do the weekend stay and do the resort thing, or you can go get a day pass and just enjoy going to the water park for the day. So lots of stuff going on in Round Rock. It tends to be really popular with people moving here because there is so much there. One of the biggest negatives that comes with that, the traffic, right? Anytime you have a lot of people coming in, traffic's going to increase. So something to be aware of when you're coming into town. You may want to check it out. If you're commuting into Austin especially, you might want to kind of see what that looks like and see if that's going to be doable for you. Some people don't mind it, some people do. I'm kind of in the middle on that one, but if it was a day in and day out, I could see how it might get a little old, depending on what time your work schedule starts and all that kind of stuff too, of course. But Round Rock's on the list. Next up on the list, we're going to talk about Cedar Park, Texas. Cedar Park is pretty well established. A lot of established communities, a lot of established neighborhoods. There's not a whole lot of expansion in Cedar Park because Cedar Park's already kind of been built out. You do have a lot going on there as well. There's several high schools to choose from. Not as many as Round Rock, but you do have there are a couple choices. You got the HEB Center, which hosts all kinds of events throughout the year, including the Stars hockey team. So there's a professional hockey team that plays there. You've got lots of shopping areas. And speaking of shopping, I didn't touch on it in Round Rock, but there's also the premium outlet malls, which that's another big draw for Round Rock. You just got a whole lot going on there. Back to Cedar Park, guys. My bad. A lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants, a lot of things to do. Cedar Park's got a Costco. A lot of people like to shop at Costco. Cedar Park does have one. They're starting to add some more of those in the area, so it won't be the only one that's close by anymore. But if you're in Cedar Park, you got Costco right down the road. Cedar Park, another cool thing about Cedar Park, they've got Brushy Creek Park. Huge park, hike and bike trails. It's right by the lake, Brushy Creek Lake. So Brushy Creek Lake, that sounded weird. There's a lake, hike and bike, splash pad for the kids, playscapes, tons of stuff going on in Cedar Park. If you're into the outdoors and you like some of the more established communities, Cedar Park's definitely going to give that to you. If you guys are checking out schools and you're comparing between these cities, make sure you check out niche.com or greatschools.org. Read the reviews, make sure that it's going to fit your needs. If you guys are coming into town, go check them out. Go check out the schools. Go look. Go see. Get a feel, that in-person feel. I feel like that goes a long way when it comes to things like that. Home prices in Cedar Park going to be similar to Round Rock. You're going to have some higher end stuff and you're going to have some mid stuff as well. Lots of options. So again, if you're coming in and you want to live in Cedar Park, there's a good chance you'll be able to find a property or a home that suits your needs in the community that you want to be in. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunities with both of these cities so far. If you guys are moving into the area and you reach out to us, you could tell us 1, 2, 3 things that you're looking for, and we're going to be able to point you in some of the places you might want to start taking a look. Again, here's my number. Call it, text it, email us, whatever it is. We're happy to help you with all that. Next up on the list, Leander, Texas. So Leander is going to be a little bit smaller compared to the other 2 cities. They do receive a lot of high ratings for their schools. You guys, if you have kids and you're moving, you got family, make sure you check that out. Leander's right next to Cedar Park and right next to Liberty Hill on the other side, so it's definitely all kind of in the same area. But Leander's got a lot of appeal to it. There's a lot of newer shopping going into Leander, so they're going to have a big, huge shopping area. It's going to be called Northline. It's going to be similar to the Domain, for those of you that know what that is. It's in Austin. It's a big, huge, like outdoor mall-ish type area, a lot of high-end shops, stuff like that. Leander's going to have something like that. So if you're looking for kind of like that, hey, you know what, this might be the scene I want to live by, and you're not wanting to go into Austin and you're not wanting to travel far for your daily activities, this may be a good spot for it. I mean, you may want to check it out. It's worth looking at the very least. Another thing Leander has that's unique to properties, there are some areas where you can find some acreage properties. There's not as many as there used to be, and this whole area is changing as far as that stuff goes. But there are still some out there, so you have a little bit better chance of finding that there than I'd say in Round Rock or Cedar Park. Next up on the list, Georgetown. Georgetown was recently ranked the #1 fastest growing city in the US. And if you come into town and you go visit Georgetown, you'll see why. Georgetown's very spread out. Lots of property types. You can find your golf course communities, you can find your acreage properties, you can find your farm type properties. Then you have your normal HOA neighborhood communities as well. Georgetown has a lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants, a lot of things to do as well. Part of Georgetown runs up and down IH-35. Round Rock is just to the south of it, so if you're commuting south, just know that Georgetown is going to be a little bit further north for you if that's what your commute is. But Georgetown, again, it's got the river, it's got swimming spots, it's got the county jail. Wait, that's not a perk, is it? Anyway, I don't know why I got so excited about that. No, they got the Georgetown Square down there. Southwestern University's in Georgetown, so they've got a college. Georgetown, again, it's going to offer you a ton of options, a ton of price points for homes, lots of shopping, lots of entertainment, and really you're kind of in a location where, with the exception of going to the airport in Austin to get out of town, because Georgetown does have a smaller personal plane type airport, municipal airport, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But other than that, you probably really don't ever have to leave Georgetown, unless you're working out at Georgetown, of course. But Georgetown's got a lot. They definitely have the medical services as well. And so far, most of these cities, Leander doesn't have as many as Round Rock and Georgetown, and even Cedar Park has a big hospital too. You're just looking at Georgetown just having that all-around great feel for different property types and different lifestyles. There's a good chance that Georgetown's going to have something that fits what you're looking for. Very good chance. If you're in Georgetown and you're looking for shopping, you're going to find everything you need there. Wolf Ranch has a bunch going on. Like they've got a couple different restaurants in there as well. But Georgetown, I mean, a lot of people that come to town and they visit Georgetown, everybody seems to love it. They like going down to the Georgetown Square. They like the way it feels. They like it when there's people out and they're walking around and there's the candy shop and the pizza, get a slice of pizza, little winery. You can go down and drink some wine. Georgetown just has a lot going on, and it draws a lot of people. A lot of people, they just love Georgetown when they come to town. Last up on the list, we're going to talk about Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill, for the longest time, was very small town. Kind of felt like you're out in the middle of nowhere when you drove out that way, and that had a lot of appeal for people. Me personally, love that. I'll tell you that some other people coming from bigger cities to Liberty Hill, it's like, okay, there's not enough going on here. I understand that too. The good news is that you're close enough to other things like Georgetown and Round Rock and Cedar Park where you can go into those towns and there's things to do, tons of things to do. Liberty Hill will get there. There are some things to do. They are starting to create more like family-based restaurants. There's a couple parks. They just opened a city pool this year. It's not a big pool, but it's a pool. Sports are real big in Liberty Hill. If you got kids in sports and you want to get them to be in a real competitive environment, Liberty Hill has got a lot of that going on, especially as it grows. So you got to think of it this way. For the longest time, up until like this year and over the next couple years, you kind of had like one elementary, an intermediate, a middle school, and a high school. Well, now that's all starting to expand. There's several elementary schools. There's 2 middle schools now with a 3rd one on the way. There's 1 high school still, but a 2nd one's going to be opening up, and the latest date I heard was 2026. We'll see. That kind of changes. You guys know how that goes. But as far as communities, there's new communities all over the place. You can still find some acreage properties, but they're not, you got to be careful with them. So you got to make sure that they're not part of the bigger plan to build a giant road and totally destroy the property kind of thing. I say it because it's come up several times, and it's happening. I mean, the growth is already here, and it's almost unavoidable at this point, unfortunately. So if you're looking for that acreage property, just make sure you kind of maybe find one that's established, maybe, or even when it's established, they can still come and do that. Take a look at the road plans through the county. That is the best way. Get with your agent, get with us. We're happy to help you. We'll take a look and see if that road is going to cross through that property you're looking at. Super important. The last thing you want to do is find your dream home, find your dream property, and then find out 2 years from now a road's coming in or whatever it is. Anyway, enough about the roads. Lots of new communities. You got Santa Rita Ranch, Clearwater Ranch, Butler Farms, brand new community, Lariat's brand new community. All these new communities, all these new homes, and they're all pretty decently priced, pretty decent price points. So it hasn't skyrocketed like some other areas. I mean, last year when everything was crazy, of course, we had skyrocketing everywhere. Just if it was a house, it skyrocketed with price. So we'll just leave it at that. But schools in Liberty Hill, people are drawn to this area for the schools. Again, niche.com, greatschools.org, read about them. Some of them may be too new. That's how much it's growing. There's a new school like every year. It may be too new to see a review on there just yet, but people are drawn to Liberty Hill for the schools. Tends to be a little bit more on the conservative side. If that's what you're looking for, might be a great spot to check out. Again, Liberty Hill, I'd say lots of opportunity, up and coming, new homes, new communities, farm and ranch, kind of covering all the bases, kind of similar to Georgetown. And I do believe, and I have heard, that Liberty Hill will be the biggest city in Williamson County when it's all grown out. That could be 15, 20 years from now, but they're saying it's going to be bigger than Round Rock. We'll see. The space is definitely out here, so we'll see. But definitely one that hits the top just because people are moving here like crazy. If you guys are looking to move into Austin, Texas, and you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, tap the little thumbs up button for me, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we release future videos. We release videos weekly, and we do that to help you guys figure out where it is that you want to leave, to figure out where you guys want to live. Man, if I could talk today, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, we're making these videos for you guys to help you guys figure out where you want to live. Again, reach out to us. We're happy to hear what you're looking for. We'll jump on a Zoom call. We'll talk about it. We'll go through some things, and kind of point you in the right direction. There's so many options when it comes to moving to the Austin area. You'll see negative stuff about Austin on the news, and a lot of it's true, but you can live around Austin and not ever have to deal with any of it. So important to check out the areas. We got tons of videos on our channel. Check out our channel, look at some of the different areas. Again, let us know if there's anything we can do. Give us a call, text, email, nights, days, weekends. Doesn't matter. We'd love to hear from you guys and love to help you with any and all of your real estate needs. Remember, we got your back when you're moving to Austin, Texas. And until the next time, we'll catch you later.